Devin Lloyd, to me, is the best linebacker in this draft, better than Kobe Dean. I like this pick, even though it won't happen because they don't invest in linebackers.
I hear
This
you.
is a great pick for him.
But he addresses what Howie, I think, would look at because he saw what Parsons did. This guy's not a pure linebacker. He's a hybrid linebacker. Welcome back to the middle. Big Seal's in for Harry Mays. Barrett Brooks. By the way,
you're right. You're right. I did mean, hey, appreciate it. That's what I'm saying. My fam on the stream. Yeah, I am talking about Collins, Landon Collins. I'm sorry. My fault. It's Collins on the Collins on Washington team. My fault. Why'd I have Jabril Peppers? Yeah, he was from Cleveland. 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 Yeah. We were talking about Cleveland, and then we went to that's what it was. But yeah, Landon Collins. Appreciate it.
Hey, you know what, though, man? Guess what? That's what makes these fans so great, man.
Right,
I mean,
right,
dude,
right,
I get called on this shit all the time, and I love it because people are engaged, and it's really cool. By the way, before I continue here, Jalen Reagor, do you want to see him on the Eagles roster going into 2022?
No, his skill set is just Jalen Reagor is just underwhelming at this point. You get an opportunity. He's had 2 years to really, get himself going in the right direction.
Two different coordinators, though. Does it matter to you? I agree with you, by the way. I'm with you.
Well, it shouldn't matter. I would say it would matter if we're just talking about the offensive side of the ball, but we're even talking about special teams where you're just returning. He hasn't shown the explosiveness in his returns. We're talking about 1 or 2 or 3 returns. You get at least 5 returns a game. 4 or 5 returns a game. He has done nothing. He's been underwhelming in each one of them. I understand if the guy's kicking out of the end zone. He just doesn't show me anything as far as explosiveness or playmaking ability. That's why they drafted him, for explosiveness and playmaking ability. He just has done none of that. So, I mean, why beat a dead horse? Sometimes you just got to know when to cut losses. And at this point, he's not going to be an impact for this Eagles team. He may go somewhere else, but it's not with the Eagles.
His agent's going to fire back and say, well, his quarterbacks were Wentz and Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts couldn't find an open barn door. And, it kind of threw his confidence off. You know the pitch.
Yeah.
That's going to be the pitch. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's the pitch, though, right?
And I would return by saying, all right, it has nothing to do with special teams. When you don't make an explosive play off that, okay, you haven't been explosive in the offense. They haven't been able to get you the ball. You've been, look past, they're going to somebody else. We'll make a play, make them look at you in another facet of your game. How about kickoff return or punt return?
Even Quez Watkins has made explosive plays.
He has done none of that. None.
Yep. All right, here we go at 14. You know what's funny? Sometimes when you think of the big names when they come out of college, and then you hear talent evaluators or you hear the Bledsoe people talking, that's kind of who I talk to, are some of the people. I had actually a great conversation with Mike Mayock over the weekend, the former GM. I love Mike too, man. I'm friends with Mike. I like him a lot. And he says, isn't it funny sometimes when you start to put guys in order that the big name guys, like they're not as high up on a need list as you thought? And I go, man, like these Georgia guys. At 14, I got Devontae Wyatt, 6'3", 315, Georgia, going to the Ravens. The Ravens need defensive line help. I don't know what Calais Campbell's going to do if he has anything left. I love Calais. He's a Hurricane brother, and I think the world of him, but they got beat up the middle. And they need defensive tackle help. Now, it's down here in the middle of the draft. I mean, it's kind of high for a defensive tackle line guy in the middle.
No, not for him. Not him. You haven't heard a lot from him, but he was the key to that defense working the way it worked. His pressure up the middle. He was an unsung hero. Nobody really said White's name, but he was always in the mix for creating pressures, creating hurries, penetration up the middle, stopping run plays. He was that guy. Everybody's looking at number 99 saying, oh, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. Look how fast he is running out the plays. A lot of time he got singled up because they had Wyatt doubling him. They didn't double team the big guy. They double teamed Wyatt. He was like an unsung hero in that defense. That's a quality pick for him, and that guy will be there for a long time making plays.
Here we go. The Philadelphia Eagles, with the 15th pick, take Trent McDuffie, 6 feet, 200, Washington, cornerback, with the 15th pick. What do you make of it?
I don't like him. I didn't. They were underwhelming. Both of their cornerbacks, and both of their cornerbacks will be first rounders for Washington. Both of them are underwhelming to me. I actually did I called the Montana game, Montana against Eastern Washington.
Birdman, awful pick. Go ahead, Barrett. I'm sorry.
right. But look, boo.
Well, shut up, Sander.
a lot of people are kind of sour from Sidney Jones and how they picked him up in the second round. He was actually the best cornerback in that draft before the draft. He was the number one corner, but he blew his Achilles out running in his pro day. But they picked him up anyway in the second round, saying, all right, we're going to be smart than everybody else. We're going to pick him up in the second round, a first-round talent. When he's healthy, he'll come in and play as a first-round talent. Well, it didn't pan out. But the reason why I don't like either one of those Washington corners, that I watched Montana, the University of Montana, the Montana Grizz, run routes all over those two, kill those two, and that's the FCS football team, and they beat up on that Washington Husky football team.
He's the third-ranked corner in the draft.
I know, and I still hate him. I don't hate him, but I just don't like him because I saw the receivers. I saw those receivers. I mean, fly past them. They didn't play well against that Montana team, and that's what I have in my head as far as watching film on the both of them, watching how that Montana team just beat up on them.
Marcus over here going, Sills, I was starting to like you. Now, with the 16th pick, follow me here. This is not a pure position guy. And I talked to Kyle Whittingham about this kid. You could put his hand down in a 3, have him in a 4-43 defense. He can rush the passer. He can rush in the middle. Devin Lloyd, 6'3", 225, Utah, linebacker. He's in the Parsons mold where you can put him out wide, rush him off the edge. He can play inside. He can cover tight ends. He's a tremendous hitter. He's a tremendous leader. He loves the game. I'm going Trent. I'm going Devin Lloyd, 6'3", 225, Utah, linebacker, Philly.
You had me at Devin. Love this pick. I've been screaming about this for the longest. He's moved his way up. I don't think he's going to be there. But if he is there, you got to pick him up. He's ahead of Dean as far as my linebackers. 6'3", has all the size, 235, can run sideline to sideline, can rush the passer like you said, can play stand up linebacker, does everything, instinctive, reads plays, goes up and delivers a hit. Devin Lloyd, to me, is the best linebacker in this draft, better than Kobe Dean. I like this pick, even though it won't happen because they don't invest in linebackers.
I hear you.
This is a great pick for him.
But he addresses what Howie, I think, would look at because he saw what Parsons did. This guy's not a pure linebacker. He's a hybrid linebacker. You know who the first hybrid guy was really? Was like Mike Vrabel, where you could put his hand down, keep him up. So I get
I go back farther than that. I go back and a guy that really changed the game. He tailored, really changed how you do blocking schemes for the linebacker. So I would say Taylor. Then you're right. Vrabel is definitely that guy. You put him anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Even Brewski.
Yep, Brewski also. Brewski, people don't understand Brewski actually played 3 technique, but he was like 3 yards off the ball. Instead of him lining up right there on a line of scrimmage or playing defensive tackle, he lined up actually 4 yards back in a 3-point stance. And that's how he played the 3 technique. It's like a halfway between a linebacker, halfway between a defensive lineman, a 3 technique. He played right in the middle, and he just, from a 3-point stance, he would read and do whatever he needed to do to make plays. Damnest thing I've ever seen in life.
Number 17, I got Garrett Wilson, 6 feet, 192, Ohio State wide receiver.
The best wide receiver in the draft. Yep.
Going to the Chargers because you don't know what they're going to do with Mike Williams.
Right.
Are they going to tag him or not? Number 18, I have Matt Corral, quarterback, Saints, Ole Miss. Last time they drafted an Ole Miss quarterback, his name was Archie Manning. It's kind of like the hybrid stuff where you're looking, or it's kind of like the history stuff there a little bit. An Ole Miss quarterback, staying local, home. He's the second best quarterback in the draft.
Yes, great pick by them. He can be a guy that can come in and once he comes back from his injury, be the focal point of that offense again. I don't know what they were trying to do with Hill. Taysom Hill is not a real quarterback. He is a gadget player, but this guy can come in and definitely be a quarterback for him.
The 19th pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. Trayvon Walker, 6'5", 275, Georgia, defensive line, Eagles.
Wow. They get their pass rusher now. This guy is good, can generate pressure from the outside, can be a double-digit sack guy. Size. He has everything that you want in a rush in. Great pickup by you. That's a good job by you right there. Trayvon Walker. I like him. I like his measurables. He's 6'5".
Yeah.
280 pounds. Perfect.
Can I tell you something? I think this kid's going to be a better player than Hutchinson.
Wow. I can believe it. I can definitely believe it.
Played in a better conference, played against better people, had better production. I'm telling you, I think they had so many great guys on that D-line in Georgia, and it just takes away from each other.
They kind of cancel each other out because you couldn't see. He was balling, but everybody else was balling around him. So, it's an embarrassment of riches when we talking about that. And then, look what he did against the Alabama offensive line.
Oh, he owned it. He was in that backfield the entire – yeah, Xander, he was in the backfield the entire time. How you doing? Number 20, Sam Howell, UNC quarterback, Steelers. It's a need. 6'1", 225, a little short. Needs to step on a Tokyo phone book a little bit. However, they need to address the need there at quarterback, and I don't think Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph are the guys back there that are going to be the quarterbacks for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, they're not. This guy's definitely a project. They're gonna have to work with him. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to, they're gonna have to convert him. I say his ceiling is over. He's over the, what we could term as a not a gadget quarterback, not a running quarterback, not an athletic
You're
quarterback.
Right. Them Carolina quarterbacks frighten me. Mitchell
Right.
Trubisky, this guy.
Right. Like he's better than I think he'll be better than a Baker Mayfield. Put it like that.
Okay. I don't know if I'm saying the kid's name right. Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State, 6'1", 188, going to the Patriots. They need to get talent around Mac Jones.
They have to get talent around a receiver. He was the best out of that tandem at Ohio State. He was the best receiver out of all of them. So,
number
speed,
22,
strong, fast. Yep.
Jamison Williams, 6'2", 189, Bama wide receiver, going to the Raiders for Derek Carr.
Another
Josh
speed
McDaniel.
guy. Another speed guy. They love it. Speed guys. They want speed kills. That's a Raider-esque type of pick.
Number 23, David Ajabo, 6'5", 250, Michigan edge rusher, Arizona Cardinals.
It's also a 6'5", really good pass rusher. They don't know what Chandler Jones is going to do. They don't know if they're going to, if he's going to make it out of free agency.
Is J.J. Watt coming back?
They don't even know that yet. Yeah, so that's a lot of factors in that. That's a good pick by them also.
Number 24, Nakobe Dean, 6 feet, 225, Georgia linebacker, the Dallas Cowboys.
Now they get, Vander Esch is out of there. They bring in another guy to grow with, the linebacker situation they already have there. Come on, man. That's not fair. You got Dean sitting right there.
You put Dean, and now you
Parsons,
have with Parsons there. That's pretty good,
sitting
right?
there. That's really, really good. That's scary, actually.
Number 25, Jordan Davis, 6'6", 330. Georgia defensive tackle going to the Buffalo Bills.
Sit right there in the middle. Root hog.
Stopping the run.
That's definitely stopping the run. He's not moving anywhere, but he's not letting anybody move him either. So that's a good pick by them, because now you have what's his name, Oliver. You put him at that 3 technique and let him get up the field.
Houston.
Yep. That's a good 1-2 tandem there in the middle of the defense.
Number 26, Trevor Penning. 6'7", 321, Northern Iowa. Offensive tackle, Titans. Derrick Henry's in the room. Obviously, you've got to run the football. He's a run guy at heart, so I go O-line there because your number one asset's Henry.
He's going to finish. He's nasty. Good pick. He's going to be one of those guys, Henry's going to he's better get the outside on those run plays. He's going to finish plays. He's what you want in an offensive lineman. He was one of the better offensive linemen in the Senior Bowl this year.
Jahan Dotson, 5'11", 184, Penn State wide receiver, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to lose Godwin.
Speed kills. Speedy guy. He can run, man. Shows playmaking ability.
Number 28, Bernhard Raymond. I think I'm saying his name right. 6'7", 305, Central Michigan. Offensive line going to the Green Bay Packers.
He fits right in what they do. He's one of those taller guys, converted tight end, former basketball player, moves his feet well, still learning how to be an offensive tackle. He didn't have that killer instinct that you want from an offensive lineman, but he has all the skills to be a good dancing bear in the league. He'll fit perfectly inside that system that they have there in Green Bay.
Number 29, Tyler Linderbaum, 6'3", 290, Iowa center, Miami Dolphins.
Perfect. He's I would have loved to pick him up, even in the draft for the Eagles' first pick. You don't know what the Kelsey situation is, but hey, for Miami, just building that offensive line, especially you have a smaller quarterback, you're gonna need to make sure he stays stout. And that's exactly what he does. He stays stout, smart offensive lineman. He's an Iowa guy. Them Iowa offensive linemen, man. They just want to come off and hit you in the mouth. Good pick by the
and guys that can play a long time.
Yep.
Number 30, Boye Mafi, 6'4", 265, University of Minnesota, defensive line, Kansas City. He's an edge rusher type of guy. They get pressure on the quarterback because, again, if you look at what they did when they picked up Melvin Ingram and they were able to get to the quarterback, that's going to be the key for them, is still improving their pass rush. He kind of addresses that need.
They absolutely have to, because I don't think they're going to sign Melvin back. That's a good pick by them because they need somebody to go in there. And, Jones is going to be in the interior with that 3 technique, rushing the passer, gives him a great opportunity to showcase him and be a double-digit sack guy on the outside.
Number 31, Zion Johnson, 6'3", 216, Boston College, O-line. Of course, the Cincinnati Bengals. They need O-linemen. They go O-linemen. The kid from BC.
This is a good pick by them too. Very versatile, smart, athletic, physical player. I like this kid a lot. I watched a lot of film on him. When I was watching film on, doing games, and I like what he brought to the table. I saw him at right guard. He can also play left guard. I even saw him a couple snaps at center. It's a good pick by them.
Number 32, Lions. Malik Willis, 6'1", 215, Liberty, quarterback. The Lions, I think they got to address the quarterback position. I do not believe Jared Goff's the guy.
Yeah, I was surprised that he lasted this long, all the way down to pick 32. I thought he'd be one of the first quarterbacks taken off the board. But that's a good pick by Detroit. Real good pick by Detroit. They needed that.
What do you think of my draft?
Bro, you do your homework, man. I mean, this is a good draft because it addresses a lot of the needs for these teams. A lot
I
of
have
it
no
needs to
idea what these players are going to do for these teams. I just know this: when you're watching teams pick on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you can always go like this because, look, the name on the back of the jersey sometimes has no indication of what that guy's career is going to do when he gets to the NFL. Look at you, Barrett. You played at K-State. If you had to go back now because of your career and because of – and by the way, please, this is – I know you're very proud of your school, and I'm not throwing shade, but what I'm saying is after what everything is said and done and you've filled out your resume – dude, you're a top 15 player in the country. Okay? You're not getting recruited by like Central Michigan. You're not getting you're getting recruited by Ohio State, LSU, Alabama today. Because if we look back on that, okay, that probably drove you too. Nothing wrong with K-State. K-State, I forget the coach who was there. He had a phenomenal record. Snyder.
Yep.
Phenomenal record. Guys won a shitload of games. I remember a couple 12, 13 win seasons.
Yep.
On that team. So nothing of shade in that. But I'm saying, like, when I see you're a second rounder, then I see you're a 12-year guy. Dude, you should be at LSU. Okay? It just shows you sometimes where these kids go to school, it has no bearing whatsoever on what a kid's NFL career is going to be. I mean, Joe Montana was a third-round draft choice. Brady was a sixth-rounder. Kurt Warner wasn't even drafted. You know, I mean, Larry Allen, we were talking about him. He went to Humble State.
I can't believe that, man.
12th round. 12th round. So my point is that when you're looking at a draft, I think you always have to look at what a team's offensive skill set is and also the kind of defense that they play. Is that fair?
Absolutely. You got to fit in the system. You know what I'm saying? Like we always say, round peg, square holes sometimes doesn't work out. You got to make sure you customize it and put yourself in a position where you can give the guy some room to succeed, you know, not have it so hard on him, you know. Let him come in and hit the ground running. If he fits your system, then draft him. Not every pick that you have needs to be a project, man. And that's the problem with most of these NFL teams. They want to be too smart, smarter than what they really need to be. Pick the guy that needs to, you know, that you know can play.
But there's only one thing here, though. I picked 3 defensive guys. You know they ain't going 3 defensive players.
Not a snowball's chance.
Not a snowball's chance. Brother, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for having me on the show, man. I thank you so much. Till tomorrow, back with the middle. I'm in for Harry again tomorrow. Peace out.